This program is brought to you by Pussy Magnets.
Put 'em in Johnny Friends with a pussy magnet.
Welcome, my lovely lumps. Or maybe let's go with lovely labs. That's pretty on brand. Anyway, I'm so thrilled to have you here in the Labia Lounge. We're going to be yarning about all things sexuality, intimacy, womanhood, relating, holistic health, and everything in between. We're going to have vag loads of real chats with real people about real shit. So buckle up because you're about to receive the sex ed that you never had and hopefully have a bit of a chuckle while you're at it. Before we get stuck in, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. It's a massive privilege to be living and creating dope podcast content in Naarm, and I just want to pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Now, if you're ready, let's flap and do this.
Don't panic, you're not broken. Your sex education was a piece of shit. Get your flaps out and pull up the couch. It's the Labia Lounge.
Hey gang, just before we jump into this episode, I wanted to offer you an opportunity to access my new mini course for free before I start charging for it in future. It's for people with vulvas and it's quick to complete. It's all about demystifying the female body and pleasure anatomy and getting some basic fundamentals to understand your body better. It's called Pussy Pleasure Secrets, Your Roadmap to Bedroom Bliss. You can grab it on the freebies page of my website or in the show notes. It's a great little free resource to kind of dip your toe in or act as a bit of a taster for my work. So if you've ever been curious about this sort of thing and you just don't know where to start, or you want a really quick, easy, accessible, non-threatening way to get the ball rolling and start working on this stuff, this is a great place to start. Hello. All right, so I've got some fucking absolutely litty bombitty content coming at ya. I have started a little series with a dear friend of mine, Dan, where I'm going to be like, I don't know, maybe every couple of weeks or every month. I'm not sure the frequency, but going to be releasing sort of shorter episodes that are like broken up chunks of big long chats that I have with my friend. He's like literally the fucking most sex positive, funny, like sassy gay guy you'll ever listen to. And he's so smart, so articulate, so funny, so cute. Such a big fan of the Labia Lounge and has listened to a bunch of the stuff and just often comes to me and is like, I have so many thoughts. I listened to this episode. I have lots to say. I want to chat about it. I've got some stories for you. And we finally got around recently to actually sitting on the couch on my deck and having a yap. And holy shit, you're in for a treat. I'm once again, as usual with these kind of impromptu, informal episodes with friends, not in my usual recording kind of studio setup, aka on my bedroom floor, but at least with a half decent mic. The sound quality, as you would expect, isn't amazing. And I know this is a deterrent for some of you. I've received that feedback and it fucking sucks. And I'm sorry and I'm working on it. I'm just a one-woman show and I don't have a budget for this and it takes like so much time and I actually have to spend money on putting this out. Like I don't make money from it. And so the gear that I've got, the technical skills, the software, the kind of like, the know-how to actually make this sound good, I just don't got it. If anyone wants to come and help me, please be my guest. But I will give you a heads up, like the sound quality and the editing, because I'm trying to do it myself with my very limited abilities and resources, can be a little bit dicey sometimes, but I'm learning as I go. And so, I think we'll try to record in different environments from now on. But I've got probably like 3 or 4 little mini episodes for you that I'm going to trickle out and, honestly, stick the fuck around because I can't even tell you how beside myself I have been hearing Dan's stories and like the type of chats we've been having, the depth of the unpacking and exploration. Like he's got such an incredible lens as a gay man. Like we kind of cover all bases between the two of us. He's also just like really across a lot of stuff that's super Labia-Lounge-coded, and just sex positive, queer positive, intersectional, all of that. So yeah, I really respect what he has to say and have such a fun time talking to him. And I think you'll have a really fun time listening. And you'll probably learn some shit in the process, as well as having a fucking massive laugh, because some of these stories are the most raw dog things. So I'm going to leave it there and let you get into it, and get a bit of a taste for Dan. And you will definitely be seeing more of him. I want to make it a regular installment because he has no shortage of incredible storytelling and just depths to plumb when it comes to anything to do with sexuality and bodies and relating. Enjoy, guys.
Oh my God. You're just such a fucking delight.
I'm so glad you appreciate it.
Would you mind retelling me the story about the first time you gave oral sex to a femme-bodied person?
I sure can.
The first time you ate pussy, I think is how you
The
you
first time
initially
I ate pussy, yes. Okay, again, I'll lay the scene. So I think I would have been about 12. Yeah, I was 12 years old. At the time, it was a family friend of mine that I've grown up since we were little kids together, trauma bonded. We both have crazy German mums. We've been through everything together. But it was a kind of distant, close relationship. We'd see each other every few months. And so we would come back. She was a little bit older than I was. No, she was a lot older. I would say she was 17 years old.
and you were 12.
Yes.
So 5 years older.
Yeah.
And so just also you got pubes when you were 8. When did you start getting erections? And had you fully had your balls dropped and shit?
Yeah. So also a really good story. I've had surgery on my balls around the same time, around 8 years old. So entered puberty and balls started dropping and I had testicular torsion.
Oh my
So
God, that's
twisted.
a great story. Let's talk about that next.
This is a really good story, actually. It's my first boner story.
Yes.
Another
that
one. Yeah.
I think I've got that in a notes.
You sure do.
Yeah.
So we would catch up every now and then and we would be at different stages and, would reconnect in new ways. So I was going through, understanding, my sexuality. We kind of reconnected because we both had Tumblr and we reposted a lot of NSFW photos and we're exploring, using that platform to explore, that side of ourselves. And she kind of she was the first person in my life to be like, hey, have you ever thought about the fact that you might be gay?
Wow.
And it was probably
this was before the licking out or after?
This is before.
Okay.
This is before.
Right,
yeah. And at this point I had also had intimate experiences with girls, not to the point of I'd be kissed, touched each other.
Yeah. What about boys?
No, never with boys. And at a stage where I would never even have thought that I was gay, watching gay porn. I realized for the first time I was attracted to men was probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
It was Daniel Radcliffe and Zac Efron were my two first kind of awakenings.
Yeah.
And then Hugh Jackman. I've got to chuck
hell yeah.
chuck him in there.
Definitely. You gotta.
So yeah, it was this weird thing of I would watch gay porn, not think anything of it, would also watch straight porn. So you had an awareness of it, but kind of tucked it away for another day. So yeah, we just had this amazing rekindled friendship where we would talk about all of these things, and she would put me on to really quintessential coming of age stuff. It was the first time I watched Skins and my teenage years really start what I remember. And she had been dating this guy and he had recently I guess told her, or maybe she figured it out as well, that he was queer. And she would use terminology that he was gay, but then obviously they did.
Fucking hell.
I don't know if I just put something on the side.
Nah, it'll still be speaker. Yeah. Cat just knocked over the recorder.
Picking up. Yes, so that her
partner turned out to be gay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that they had split up and that he was just an out gay person that she knew and was like, do you want to meet him and like have someone to talk about and to like explore the fact that that could be
What a
something
legend.
really cool, right? And I think there was like some underpinning of like maybe there'd be something there. So, what is
With
this?
you and him, or
Yeah. So, and this is a different story, but he goes on to be my first boyfriend.
Yeah, crazy.
But in between all of this, our mums decide to have a sleepover together. And so we decide we'll have a sleepover together too. And she, at this point, had never had alcohol, had never drunk, and was, like I said, like 5 years older. And I had drunk, at a few like friends' houses before at this point. So I was like playing this cool game of like, you can get drunk with me for the first time. Like I know what it's like to get drunk.
Oh my God.
And so the next day after our mum's sleepover, they decide to go out to like a market, and we decide that that's the perfect time.
In the morning.
In the daytime, yeah.
When you're, oh my God.
That's going to be our moment. We're going to secretly get drunk. We're going to get plastered. Like when our mums, are coming back, we'll like go to a park or something and we'll sober up before we have to interact with them. So the scene is set. We're excited. We open up the pantry and all there is to drink is black licorice Galliano.
Yuck.
And like a Pepsi or like a cola of some sort to mix it with. And she is just on a mission. She's like, I really want to drink for the first time. Like, let's fucking go. She's doing like big, like 50 ml glasses, 500 ml glasses of like 50-50 cola and black Galliano licorice, and she's just like downing them. I'm trying to keep up, but it also is foul, so I'm kind of like spitting it out and getting to like halfway and being like, I don't want this, spilling it out. Galliano gets you gone, so we quickly were just absolutely off our faces, falling around each other. She's feeling herself and she starts making out with me, and I'm drunk and like we're so horned up, like puberty driven like teenagers that like talk about reposting photos of like cum shots on our Tumblr. I'm like, let's go, let's have fun.
You guys talk about that?
Yeah.
Wow, this is so sex positive. This is nothing like my teenage experience.
Really? Okay.
Fuck no.
No, I was like, as soon as I entered puberty, I was like, give me the whole world of it. I love this. Yeah.
Whoa.
And
she was too, obviously.
She was too, yeah.
Wow. Match made in heaven.
And I guess like, also just like immediately exposed to so much by having a queer boyfriend herself who's like going on his own journey of being like, I want to fuck men, and like, yeah, her just being so accepting and having so many like queer people in her circle and just being like the ultimate ally of being like, let's talk about it, let's explore it. I also find men really hot. Like,
love this.
Awesome.
Love this legend. Yeah, great.
So we're making out and it's like all happening and like we're really getting into it, and we go to the bedroom and like the clothes are coming off and she starts like putting her hand on my head and like, pushing me down south, and I'm kissing down her body and I'm going with it, and I'm realizing like, oh my God, this is the first time I'm going to have a sexual experience. I'm like going to like eat her out for the, I even now I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying it. And like, I've seen my fair share of like, like pussy through porn, you know what I mean? And like, even that's like a whole subject. Like I have a distinct memory of the first porn video I ever watched was a woman putting like a stiletto inside of herself, like a heel inside of herself. Whoa. So like also introduced to just like the, bottom barrel of what porn has to offer. So yes, I know what they are, but I'm also, my references and, understanding of it is purely from porn.
Yeah.
But my God, did I try my hardest. I had read to try the alphabet. I had, read to do shapes and to do motions and movements and to listen to the responses in her body. And I was just giving it everything I got. And she was loving it. And I remember I was loving it because she was loving it. Like I was pretty like apathetic towards, the vagina itself, and like I remember not like, I wasn't not into it. It didn't like, I didn't have this, like
revulsion or anything.
No, like that classic cliche reaction that people expect from like a gay man. But like it was fine. Like, it was just like another body part for me. But what I loved was hearing her reactions and knowing that I was doing a good job and pleasing her. And so, yeah, she was like, loud and vocal and grabbing and all of that. And so I was like rocking her shit and I was getting into it.
And you were 12.
And I was 12.
This is mind-blowing.
So clearly born with a gift, which I do know to this day, like, it's the one thing that I'll like advocate for myself, being like, I love oral sex. And I think when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, But
God, I love you.
So in all of this enjoyment and all of this like bodily positive feedback, it just like stops out of nowhere. And so I look up and what I see in front of me can only be described as like, looks like something out of a scene of like an Exorcist movie. It is just jet black liquid just coming out of her mouth. Black licorice Galliano vomit falling on like white boucle carpet as well.
Oh my God.
And she's laying on her back. We're on the floor.
What's boucle?
It's like the small fuzzy dot carpet where it's like, you're never going to get that out of that. Yeah. There's layers to it. There's crevices. And she's laying on her back, so she's also like choking on this vomit. So it's like sputtering out.
Exactly, yeah.
I have to jump into like first aid mode. I know to turn her head on the side. I'm now seeing it project. It's not struggling to come out. It's just like a hose. It just is filling up this giant space on the white carpet. She's okay. She's like conscious, but she's like obviously really, really far gone drunk. And so I know I've heard somewhere you've got to get her into a cold shower, like keeping her awake, getting the vomit out. And so I like just grab her. We're both naked. I've got now like this black vomit all over me. I run into the bathroom holding her like it's our wedding day and enter the bathroom and see the mirror. And not only am I seeing myself covered in this black gunk, I'm also seeing that there's blood on me as well. Not a lot, but enough that I'm noticing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's on my face and it's on my neck. And I don't know at the time that I also earned my Red Wings the first time I ate pussy. So I think I get points for that too.
Oh my God, your Red Wings. I haven't heard that.
That's what it was called growing up for me.
What? When you...
Yeah, you're earning
or go down with
on someone on their period because the idea is it has a smear on each of your cheek and you have red wings.
Of course.
You didn't have that growing up. Okay,
I'm obsessed.
That was a big thing, earning your red wings.
Oh my God.
But again, I will say, coming back to your point around being surrounded by sex positive people, it was like spoken to as an accomplishment. It was not disgusting.
What?
It was something specifically you would say that you earned. You earned your red wings.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the fact that like, one, what astonished me about this story, so many things, but like she was confident and knew her desires enough that she like pushed your head down to be like, go down on me.
Oh, yeah.
And you just were instantly like, I feel like teenage boys like did not give a fuck about female pleasure and oral sex unless they were receiving it.
Yeah.
Like that was like where I grew up. And like, this is wild to me that you were just like, so among like the boys at school, it was like cool to go down on a chick?
None of us had done it at that point, you know what I mean? But we talked about it.
Yeah.
Like it was something that we wanted to do. Like I think at that point we were so horned up that like any sort of like interaction was like nice in theory. I'm sure if they had a chance to interact with it, it would be jackrabbiting in 30 seconds. But no, we talked about it. It was something that like the boys wanted to do, or at least the ones that I grew up with. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, well, things are shifting.
Yeah. Like obviously like fingering was number one. That was like the number one thing people talked about. Everyone wanted to like get a finger in, but like, yeah, no, like eating out was like, it was talked about.
Wow.
But I have to get back to the story because it doesn't end.
There's blood. She's got a period. You're in the bathroom.
We're in the bathroom. I put her in the shower, cold water. She's like somewhat like present and here. I'm stressing now. And I'm like weighing up, do I have to like call an ambulance? Is this like stomach pump stuff?
Fuck.
So I like leave her in there. She's okay. I kind of take a minute, walk out, like just step outside the bathroom to catch my breath. And I hear the front door opening. Both of our parents are arriving. Both of our mums are coming back in.
Oh my God.
And at this point, I know we're busted. I know we're screwed. And I, just have to walk up to them, still butt-ass naked. I've got no chance to run away or prepare. So I just step outside naked, and my parents, like, my mum takes one look at me and it's like, what the fuck's happened? And I have to be like, call an ambulance. She's in the shower. We've been drinking. It's not okay. So she gets rushed to hospital to go get her stomach pumped. She was completely fine. And it was just the worst day ever, having to somewhat try and clean up the vomit carpet as much as I could. Very awkward car ride home. I remember mum didn't talk to me the entire way until we got home, where she just said, you're going to have to pay for the carpet cleaning, right? And I said, okay. And yeah, that was the story of the first time I ate pussy. And
Did you have to pay for the carpet cleaning?
I did have to pay for the carpet cleaning.
Did you get a job?
No, I was too young for a job, so it was like, I guess, pocket money or birthday money or something. Me and the girl, we had to split it. Had to split the money. Yeah. German mum taught us a lesson.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
is so funny. That is so fun. And that's the only time you've eaten pussy, hey?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
I have done that since. But never with like women identifying people.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I've done it only one other time, actually. Yeah. And it was a fun enough experience. This time, I will say, like, I didn't enjoy the like eating out part as much. It's such a different experience from like I'm used to, eating ass, and like I love eating ass, and I love like giving oral to a cock as well. So the experience of it was just really different. And what actually got me was like the taste difference was a big thing for me. Of like, we've talked before, like I love musk, I love sweat. Like a big part of sex for me is the smell and the taste of
gotcha.
usually like male identifying people. But I love that. And so the taste and the smell being different for me was like interesting. It wasn't enough to like put me off it. But I still felt like I didn't know what I was doing. So I did it to the best of my ability. But the person I was with soon after was like, fuck me. So at that point, then I was like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
But that was my first experience actually, like, having penetrative sex in that sense. And yes, very, very different experience for me. Like sensations felt so different. But
Vagina versus arsehole.
Yeah. Like I remember it was a few years ago now, but the distinct difference I remember was obviously like most of the asses I've been with had a much tighter feeling to it. Like it's you always feel like you're battling having sex with an ass. It's kind of like this dance you have to do of
squeeze you out.
Yes, of like knock, please let me stay a little bit longer. Where I remember like just feeling
vaginas are more forgiving.
It welcomed me in, and I remember it felt like spacious, but also like really like I still felt the sensation. Like I'm not here saying like I wouldn't use the word loose or anything. It was just like
softer.
Yeah, softer. Yeah,
it was still sort of hugged you. But
like it was great, and I need a firm grip even when I'm like masturbating as well. So like it was hitting that, but it just was such a different like I was like able to explore, like swim up in there.
Yeah,
it was really fun. So I enjoyed it for that. Yeah, that was really really lovely. Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool hearing a gay man's experience of having penetrative sex with a vagina.
Yeah, and it was on a sexy man, like really sexy. Yeah, like a bear type, like middle-aged businessman kind of looking dude.
All right.
Yeah, sexy, really sexy. Yeah.
Wow, fucking hell, you have so many good stories. Do you want to tell the one about Do you need a break from telling stories?
No, I'm good to keep
I
going.
feel like there's a couple more on the list. One of them is about your first boner.
First bonus story,
Yeah,
yes.
and I'll see what else I've got on here.
So first bonus story, as I said before, I had testicular torsion around 8 years old, and I needed surgery. And I remember getting preps for surgery. I was in my scrubs, completely naked underneath, literally being wheeled in, about to go into surgery. And I had my parents by my side and about 4 nurses and a doctor. And I was laying there, and obviously I was scared and I was nervous I knew I was about to have surgery on my balls.
Yeah.
And I then just started to feel this like sensation coming from there. Like it felt tense and like the slight throb to it. And I remember like not knowing what was going on, but kind of like feeling down there and like feeling that it was hard and standing at like full flag. And I remember looking at my mum or my dad and being like, I need to go to the bathroom, like trying to like be able to go to the toilet and like tell my parents like, hey, what's going on here? And the nurses and doctors being like, no, like you're prepped to go, like you've got to go into surgery, like we can give you a bottle or like a tub or something to go in, but like we don't want you to go to like the toilet, you need to go in. And I remember just feeling so defeated. I didn't know what else to do in the moment. I was like, okay, I don't really need to go to the bathroom. I just have this. And I just lifted my scrubs up and showed my first boner to my mum, my dad, and a bunch of medical professionals, and just kept it up there, just letting everyone stare at it and just looking at it like, what is going on? What is wrong with my penis? And
did they realize that you just didn't know what it was?
Absolutely. And like the nurses were just like, everyone was just like frozen of like, what is happening right now?
Because you were so young that it couldn't have been a real boner. It was like because of your ball torsion.
Probably
pressure.
some sensation that it's just the blood was there.
Yeah.
And I remember my mum just like really delicately grabbing the scrubs from my hand and like recovering my body and being like, no, I think he's just nervous. Like he knows that he's about to have surgery. He's just a little bit scared.
Your penis.
Yes. And I bought it at the time. I completely bought it. I was like, oh yeah, because like he's tensed up, you know, he's scared. And again, like afterwards, I went in for surgery. I was put under anesthetic. I woke up. At that point, I'm not thinking about the fact that I flashed my parents and medical professionals. Like, my balls are so sore. I can't really walk properly. So it wasn't until much later. Again, I think I started then having like regular boners again closer to 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I think it was like, on a few in where I was like, you know, starting to figure out jerking off, where I just was like, had like the Raven show like moment of like a flashback to my first boner, being like, holy shit, I showed my first boner to my parents and like 5 doctors.
But so beautiful. None of them shamed you or made it weird.
No.
So like that's better than a lot of people's sort of.
And actually, you know, shout out to my mum, because since then she like actively talked about puberty with me. Like from that moment, she would have realized something's starting now. And yeah, I had the puberty talk really early and pretty frequently in my
Thank
household.
God, Mr. Abraham Lincoln.
I know. I had to know what to do with all of that down there.
Did you also go I guess you would have seen pubes on your parents, but yeah, like when you first started growing hair there, were you like, Mum, what's this?
No, because I'd seen my dad like had showers, you know, with my parents and baths growing up, and also just had like a pretty liberal household where it wasn't like shocking for someone to walk through the house before they've been changed or something. So my dad was really hairy, and I'm pretty sure he had the same situation going on. So no, wasn't scared of it. I knew it. Like, if anything, I was really fascinated with puberty. Like the way I guess my mum talked about it, it was like a privilege. It was like an exciting thing.
I love this. This is why you're so amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to, I'm really like, my parents killed it on handling my pubescence.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because then when like the shit changes started coming, like I got cystic acne and stuff, like I just like my overall experience of puberty was like my coming of age and stepping into being a man, and yeah, It was cool. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was really informed. Like, it was like scientific. It was like my body was changing, and that was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really, what an empowering lens to
Mhm.
experience puberty through.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Which then made when like the more like sexual urges and experiences, you know, started to happen, like I felt like I knew my body. I also felt like I knew, even when I was like straight acting, or part of myself thought I was maybe bi or straight, like even when I was then interacting with women, I was doing it in a way that, like, you know, I'm not saying I was out here being able to identify all of it, but like I knew the basics.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like sex wasn't scary, like genitals weren't scary to me. I was fascinated
My
in them.
God.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that would have felt like.
And I don't know, I don't know if there's like a similar experience of this for people with vaginas, but like when I first started masturbating, I wasn't having like ejaculations yet. So like
shooting blanks.
yeah. So I had the full experience of like knowing that ejaculations were coming, and literally and like being excited for that, because I had my puberty books and I had my conversations. And I knew that like cum was a thing, and like I knew that it was called semen. Like I knew that to that level. So it was exciting that I was like having these awesome like orgasms. And I remember it could have been just like because it was like my first few, but I swear to this day, and I'd love to know if it's like the same for other people that experience shooting blanks, I remember those orgasms being like 10 times more intense than like when cum entered the picture. Yeah. They're still great. I still like love them, but I remember those being like out of this world.
Yeah. I feel like it might have even been in the episode I did with like heaps of our mutuals around first time masturbation experiences. Have you listened to that one?
Yes, I've listened to it. I told you I started listening to it, and then I haven't got all the way through because I was like, oh, I'm going to hear people that I work with, their stories.
Oh, now you can listen.
Now I can, yeah.
So I feel like it was in one of those stories, but maybe not, where like someone, it was like pretty much the first time I had an orgasm, which was like pre-ejaculatory orgasm, was like still the best like and hardest I've ever come. Like nothing has compared to that since. I feel like I've heard someone say that.
Okay, yeah. I really remember that being the case. And I had a few, I think it wasn't a lot. It was like maybe like 3 or so orgasms before I started.
Well, also like I feel like you're I don't know if this is like just total fucking head science, but like the first time you take MDMA, the first time like the first time with something like intensely pleasurable, if you've never experienced that level of pleasure, it's going to be mind blowing. And like then you've literally expanded your threshold, and anything after that, how is it going to compare to like the first ever time you actually felt what was possible in your body?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like objectively or subjectively more pleasurable, but like.
True.
Yeah.
I also like that. What you make me think of then is I remember the first time I had penetrative sex on weed. Like I have such a distinct memory of that, and how I'd like smoked weed a bunch of times. I've never had like the psychoactive elements of it, because like I've heard, you know, weed's kind of part of that family. But I remember having the experience of like having sex with someone on weed and like closing my eyes and having the experience and literally having this visual in the blank space that I see when my eyes are closed, the like outline of the parts of our bodies that were like interacting and touching. So like his whole, my cock, like kind of like the thighs that were touching, but it was like in like firework style explosions. But it was like, I wasn't looking at what was happening, but I could see the outline, this black space with just these like colored little firework lines of what was going on. And that being then the next best feeling like that I had ever had in my entire life. So yeah, I see how there's like something to be said around like it's just that first. Yeah. Then I've done it a bunch of times since. I don't see fireworks anymore. I feel them, but I don't see them. Yeah. But yeah, I remember that first like, yeah, I could tap into it.
Dude, sometimes the stars all just align and you just have like a what do you call it when like an unreplicatable experience? Like, you know, in a science experiment they can't replicate the same.
Yes, yeah.
It's like sometimes, you know, there's just a intangible ingredient that isn't there to make that happen again.
Yeah.
And then every now and then a new one enters the picture and it's like, whoa, now I'm seeing fireworks in his butthole.
Which again was with that original girl's boyfriend
Oh
that
my
then became my
God.
first boyfriend.
Wild.
And to close the loop again, on the topic of exploring then ejaculations, I remember a distinct conversation I had with her, which is when I first learned about edging. Because I had been, again, my experience of, anything self-pleasure was just porn and experience touching myself. So I remember when I first started jerking off, I always thought that the aim was to get there as quick as possible. It was just chasing the dragon. I was I want to get back to that feeling. And speaking to our connection through Tumblr, I remember I reposted this image of a guy who was just shooting this massive, huge load. It was 60 centimeters up, up in the air. And I remember her just being oh yeah, I remember Joel, the partner being to grow and intensify it, you have to edge. It's all about slowing it down and building it up to the point that you're about to and then stopping. And this was all news to me. I was oh my God, I can't wait to put this into practice. And then, yeah, so another little connection through her. She told me what edging was, took my masturbating game from a 2 to an 8. Yeah, so that period of finding myself was just so intertwined with these people that just
oh my God,
helped me learn my body
That's
right.
incredible.
Yeah.
Are you still friends with her?
No, we kind of grew apart because I then was with her partner for many, many years. He was very complicated. He had this want to live a straight life, wanted the wife and the kids, and felt that was never possible with a man, and said he was utterly in love with me, but ultimately was don't think I think there's a part of me that still wants that, and was promiscuous and cheated and, was doing all of that. And again, super power imbalance here. I was 13 and he was 17, 18. Yeah. First relationship, first gay person I ever met. It was, the stars were not aligned, but we were together for a while. I'd say a year and a half. That ended bad. Her and him kind of got together. They ended up having a kid together.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's right. Now she's got a bunch of kids.
A bunch of men, with a different, few different guys.
God,
so
she just sounded like such an empowered bad bitch at a teenage age. But
I thought she was going to, she was also this incredible poet, and I still think so highly of her. I think she's amazing, but life turned out differently for her.
Yeah.
She's no longer not in each other's life. I believe that relationship also ended really bad. He ended up having his own issues growing up.
Yeah.
But
there's a child of theirs in the world.
Yes. I think she just, I believe 2 actually. I don't know. Again, I'm blocking this stuff out.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's so incredible though, those stories. Oh my God.
Hey, me again. If you'd like to support the potty and you've already given it 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening on, I want to mention that you can buy some really dope merch from the website and get yourself a Labia Lounge tote, tee, togs. Yep, you heard that right. I even have Labia Lounge bathers. Or a cute fanny pack if that'd blow your hair back. So if fashion isn't your passion, though, you can donate to my Buy Me a Coffee donation page, which is actually called Buy Me a Soy Chai Latte, because I'll be the first to admit I'm a bit of a Melbourne cafe tosser like that. And yes, that is my coffee order. You can do a once-off donation or an ongoing membership and sponsor me for as little as 3 fat ones a month. And I also offer one-on-one coaching and online courses that'll help you level up your sex life and relationship with yourself and others in a really big way. So every bit helps, because it ain't cheap to put out a sweet podcast into the world every week out of my own pocket. So I will be undyingly grateful if you support me and my biz financially in any of these ways. And if you like, I'll even give you a mental BJ with my mind from the lounge itself. Saucy. I'll pop the links in the show notes. Thank you. Later. And that's it, darling hearts. Thanks for stopping by the Labia Lounge. Your bum groove in the couch will be right where you left it, just waiting for you to sink back in for some more double L action next time. If you'd be a dear and subscribe, share this episode, or leave a review on iTunes, then you can pat yourself on the snatch because that's a downright act of sex-positive feminist activism, and you'd be supporting my vision to educate, empower, demystify and destigmatize with this here podcast. I'm also always open to feedback, topic ideas that you'd love to hear covered, questions or guest suggestions, so feel free to get in touch via my website or over on Insta. You can also send me in TMI stories to be shared anonymously on the pod. My handle is FreyaGraf_the Labia Lounge. If my account hasn't been deleted for being too sex positive, which, is always a possibility with censorship. But just in case the chronic censorship finally does obliterate my social channels, I'd highly recommend going and joining my mailing list and snagging yourself some fun freebies for the trouble at www.freyagraf.com/freebies. Anyway, later labial legends. See you next time.